Welcome back to the channel. My name is Gordon Frayne, and today we're back with another weekly update for Bitcoin and the entire crypto market here on Friday, August 30th, 2024. As always, if you enjoy the content, please make sure to smash that thumbs up button below, hit that subscribe button, and if you want to get notified about similar videos in the Bitcoin and crypto space, smash that bell notification icon, and don't forget to grab your free copy of The Rise of Bitcoin. It's going to be linked in the description down below. Grab it while it's free. It is my gift to you, and let's get into the video. So it's been another choppy week in the markets, and Bitcoin is back below the $58,000 mark. We dipped ever so slightly below 58K in the past few hours, and Bitcoin is down 4.4% in the past 24 hours. Ethereum is back at 2444, just under 2,500. BNB back at 524, and Solana down at about $132 as well. If we look at the overall crypto market cap over the past 7 days, we can see that we've gone from about 2.19 trillion down to about 2.04 trillion, where we are sitting at right now. So overall dip in the markets, overall dip in the amount of capital in the Bitcoin and crypto space. And again, as we move towards September 18th and the expected rate cuts that we're going to get, I think we're in for another few more weeks of chop in the markets before we see any kind of big moves being made to the upside. Jumping over to Bitcoin dominance, we can see that Bitcoin dominance has been continuing to trend upwards. We're looking at the daily chart here. We've had a couple of green candles yesterday, and again, today we're starting off with a green candle as well. But again, if we zoom out to a 1 week time frame and look back at Bitcoin's dominance over the past year and a half, we can see just how strong Bitcoin's dominance has been trending upwards since the beginning of 2023. And again, continuing to make moves and, go to new local highs here at about 57.42%, where we're at today. Bitcoin dominance is not yet showing any signs of breaking to the downside. And again, if we look at the others.d chart, what we're really looking for is, the altcoins to really start to break out versus the top 10 crypto tokens so that we can really declare any kind of true altcoin season. We saw back at the beginning of 2021 when we saw the others.d market dominance break out versus the top 10. This was really the start of a true altcoin season, with the other crypto altcoins really ripping to the upside during the first 6 months of 2021. So what we would be looking for would be, as a signal, seeing a true breakout to the upside for this chart to really declare a full-on altcoin season. If we jump in here, this is the top gainers and losers over the course of the past week. The data is not working here on CoinMarketCap right now. Let's zoom out to a 7-day time frame. So what we're seeing is Tron is the only token out of the top 100 to be in the green over the past 7 days. And then the biggest losers, as we can see over the past 7 days, being Notcoin. After the arrest of the Telegram CEO, we saw the TON network and Notcoin as one of the leading gaming tokens in the TON network take a big dip. We've also got Celestia, Polygon, and Sui all down over 20%. Injective is down about 20% as well. Uniswap's token is down just under 18%. Ondo is down about 16%. Brett down 16%. The Graph down 15%. Sandbox down 15%. Hythe down 15%. So lots of red in the markets and blood on the streets over the past 7 days. We saw a bit of a market pump at the end of last week, thanks to some of the positive sentiment coming from Jerome Powell with regards to rate cuts coming in September. But we have retraced since then, and prices are dipping slightly lower. But again, a good buying opportunity if you are net bullish over the next 12 to 15 months. Jumping over to the altcoin season index, again, we can see that thanks to Bitcoin dominance maintaining its strength, it is still not an altcoin month, or it is not altcoin season. Again, if we jump down, looking at the top 50 performers over the past month, we can see that Bitcoin itself is down about 12% over the past 30 days. Almost everything in the top 50 is in the red over the past month. there are a very small amount of outperformers in the green, namely Tron, Aave, Sui, Wrap Bitcoin, and not Wrap Bitcoin, but WBT and Monero up 1.9% as well. Everything else is in the red. Bitcoin is down 12%. Some of the worst performers are the meme coins like WIF and Pepe here, down over 32 and 33% over the past month. Notably, Ethereum is also down over 25% over the past month, and many of the other top 50 are being outperformed by Bitcoin and some of these edge case outperformers at the top of the chart here. So definitely not an altcoin season just yet. We may have to wait another few months before that truly kicks in. Jumping over to the narratives index, again, what we can see here is the narrative and sectors performance over the past 7 days, over the past month to date. And we can see that decentralized science, NFTs, and Gamblify have been the best performing narratives in the month of August to date so far. And again, if we look at the year-to-date chart, we can see derivatives, real-world assets, memes, and liquid staking derivatives have been the best performing narratives of 2024 thus far. And in terms of volume per narrative, memes are leading the way by a long shot here. Huge amounts of capital and volume flowing through meme coins since the beginning of 2024. Next up, we've got the Bitcoin ETF Tracker, and this week has been a bit of a bloody week as well. We saw a big inflow on Monday of this week with BlackRock buying a huge amount of Bitcoin back on Monday, but the past 3 days, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, have been net negative outflow days from the Bitcoin spot ETFs. Yesterday, Bitcoin spot ETF issuers selling a total of net 1,213 Bitcoin, inflows coming from ARK BTC, but all the other Bitcoin ETF issuers selling Bitcoin, BlackRock having a sale of 228 Bitcoin, the first outflow for them in a long time as well. So not the best week in terms of Bitcoin ETF net flows, net negative for the past 3 days, a good buying day on Monday. I think we'll close the week with another negative day, but as we've seen, this has fluctuated, significantly throughout the course of the past few months since it launched in January. And I think the net picture here is up and to the right. Yes, we've had, multiple weeks back here in June, even some weeks here at the end of April where we had huge outflows, and we've seen it continue to trend upwards from a net flows standpoint. So these outflows, in my opinion, maybe a little bit of choppiness over the next few weeks, but will really pick up, I think, in Q4 of this year. Again, looking at the cycle low multiple, just to put things in perspective, this is showing us the performance of Bitcoin in the lead up to and aftermath of the different halving events over the course of its lifetime. Day 0 in the middle of the chart here representing the halving date throughout the course of these past 3 to 4 cycles, or eras as they're called on this chart. The blue line showing us Bitcoin's price action in the aftermath of the 2012 halving, the orange line showing us its price action after the 2016 halving, the green line showing us the price action after the 2020 halving, and the red line showing us the price action of Bitcoin in this current cycle, or this current era here, about 136 days post-halving event, which happened in April of this year. So again, putting things in perspective, Bitcoin's performance from its cycle low is outperforming the performance of Bitcoin in the previous cycle compared to 2020, and just very marginally behind the performance of Bitcoin in the aftermath of the 2016 halving. You can see our red line is sandwiched right between the 2016 halving trajectory and the 2020 halving trajectory for Bitcoin at this current moment in time. So again, zooming out and looking at the bigger picture here, we typically see new all-time highs for Bitcoin getting put in the 12 to 18 months post-halving event. So the next 12 to 18 months should be pretty exciting, and patience is key as always. Next up, we've got our real-world assets dashboard. And again, we like to keep track of everything happening from an on-chain tokenization perspective. Larry Fink and BlackRock are on the record with their new BUIDL Ethereum fund, and he's on the record stating that he believes that the Bitcoin spot ETFs are somewhat of a stepping stone towards this world where we are moving towards the tokenization of absolutely everything on chain, we can see the total value of real-world asset tokenization is mostly made up of private credit, US Treasury debt, commodities, and corporate bonds. And again, if we jump over to treasuries, for example, we can get a good look at what's going on here. We can see it's up 1.79% over the past 7 days. So continuing to see more and more assets get tokenized on chain from a treasury's perspective. You can see BlackRock's Biddle Fund here growing from 40 million in tokenized assets on the blockchain back in March to well over 500 million tokenized on chain as of today. So seeing huge amount of growth with regards to tokenized assets on chain. BlackRock's Biddle Fund leading the charge here, and many other asset managers with their own funds. And we're seeing huge increases in the amount of tokenized treasuries from an on-chain perspective. And again, looking at stable coins, again, this is often a good indicator as to, where the market is going. The last time we saw, big parabolic moves with huge amounts of stable coins being tokenized on chain was at the end of 2020 into the beginning of 2021. And we know where the price of Bitcoin and crypto assets went during that time period. We went parabolic in the first couple of quarters of 2021 and put in new all-time highs for Bitcoin at the $70,000 level by the end of this year. So again, what we're seeing here in 2024 is a big uptick in the amount of stablecoins being tokenized on chain. And again, if this continues in the same manner, this often acts as a very good leading indicator for liquidity in the crypto space and more capital flowing in here as a result of increased liquidity. So I'll be keeping an eye on this, and it's always worth keeping an eye on. Finally, as we move into the closure of August here, 2024, it's important to note that September is typically a red month when it comes to Bitcoin monthly returns. We can see that 6 out of the past 7 years, September has given us negative monthly returns on the price of Bitcoin. So again, it's worth bracing yourself for that as we move into the month of September. We've had a negative 9% return on Bitcoin in the month of August this year. And as we move into September, it is more than likely that we will have another red month given the performance of Bitcoin over the past 7 years in the month of September. However, there is a silver lining because October and November are typically green months, and October and November, as you can see down below here, on average are the 2 best performing months in terms of Bitcoin returns on a monthly basis. So yes, while September may indeed be red and give us a negative return for Bitcoin, both October and November are the 2 best months for Bitcoin price performance on average over the past 10 years. And I think we could expect Bitcoin prices to really begin to move to the upside in Q4 of this year on the back of rate cuts coming in September and on the back of more liquidity entering the space and some of that capital that is sitting on the sidelines that's currently earning those higher interest rates coming into more risk on assets when they try to seek out higher yields. So Bitcoin and the crypto space serves to benefit from those rate cuts and more liquidity entering the system. So yes, September may be red, but October and November are the 2 best performing months, and I'm very excited for Q4 of this year. So that is our Bitcoin and crypto market update for August 30th, 2024. Bitcoin is back up above 58,000 as we've moved through the past 15 minutes of this video. So back above the 58K level, always good to see. And we might see Ethereum and a couple of others making a little bit of a bounce upwards as a result of that. As always, if you enjoy the content, please make sure to smash that thumbs up button on your way out the door. It would be greatly appreciated. Make sure that you subscribe as well. And if you want to get notified about similar content, smash that bell notification icon. And once again, don't forget to grab your completely free copy of The Rise of Bitcoin. It is linked down in the description below. Grab it while it's free. It's my gift to you, and we'll catch you in the next one.